clue as to what system it's for? Yeah, I mean, I guess it's PC, yeah.
Also, it's a game from somewhere in the 90s.
Doom?
Oh, man. Did you say Doom?
I
That's
did.
not a bad guess.
I do have Doom. I do have Doom on here, but it's not the smallest game I have.
That's not the smallest game, because Doom's only about like 10 megs. God, what could be smaller than Doom?
Bethesda,
PC game.
But believe it or not, Bethesda updated Doom on Steam, so now it's about 400 megabytes.
How would they do such a thing?
Yeah, did they change something?
They've now officially included pretty well all the popular WADs and so on. So like stuff like Final Doom and
Final
TNT
Doom,
Evolution,
yeah, okay,
Plutonia, those all come with it now.
Those are a little bit big. I have standalone copies of those. Like that kind of does make sense. I just figured it was just like, oh, we re-released it and made sure to bloat, you know, because why not? But I guess not. That does happen sometimes. I'm still sitting here trying really hard to think. Is it a game that I would even know? Have I heard of it? Do you know?
Yes, you've definitely heard of it.
Fuck. I'm gonna try the size first. Is it 3 megs?
A little bit bigger than that.
Okay, shit, man. Just a little bit bigger than 3 megs. I'm at a lot. It's not. No, it can't be Spooky's House of Jump Scares, is it?
No, Spooky's House would definitely be bigger than that just for audio files.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. Yeah, that's a good point.
High-quality audio files take up absurd amounts of bytes.
They do. I forgot about the audio in that game. I was thinking of just the basic graphics. Shit. It's a game I've heard of. I definitely know about it. Is it a game that I have? Do you know?
You have almost certainly played it at some point. I don't know if you played it legally, but considering the time
and it's from the 90s. It's from the 90s.
You were on to something with Doom.
Not Wolfenstein.
It's Wolfenstein 3D.
3D.
At 7 megabytes.
Wow. Wow, okay. I do actually own a Panasonic 3DO copy of Wolfenstein 3D, so I do own it legally. I also own it on the Game Boy Advance, actually.
Yeah, that game looks like ass, doesn't it?
It does, but I love it. It's very nostalgic. It is Doom, except nothing but flat, straight corridors. and full static lighting. Yeah, it's a good time. I like Wolfenstein. Without Wolfenstein, we'd never have Doom.
It does, but when I've got it on PC, and on PC there's like, it's got mouse move.
Mouse move? How does that even work?
Okay, so the controls are move the mouse left and right to turn left and right, obviously.
Right.
But in order to move forward and backwards, you don't press any of the keys, you move the mouse forwards and backwards.
Oh, man.
And the speed at which you move your mouse dictates the speed of your movement.
That sounds terrible.
It is the worst.
How and why did you get this?
I got Wolfenstein 3D because I wanted to play through it because I love classic FPSs.
It's good. It's actually a good game.
It is, but I was trying to go like... I love what are now called boomer shooters, apparently, because they're shooters for baby boomers or whatever.
Shooters, yeah.
So Wolfenstein, Doom, Half-Life 1, and so on, but...
I love the fact that everyone gets those wrong. A boomer is somebody who grew up in the 60s, not the 80s and 90s. That's Generation X. These people are stupid. I am Generation X. I grew up with Wolfenstein. Baby boomers were 50 when Wolfenstein came out. These people are retarded. Go on.
They're just using it as a byword for old people now.
It's just so stupid. You're right. You're right.
Mike, hold still.
Oh, thanks.
I can tell you, Mike, that now millennials are getting called boomers. So
right, we've gotten that far. We've gotten that far. It's gonna get
a Generation Z thing.
It is.
The dumb generation. Screw those guys.
That's what I usually find myself saying. Yeah, it's gonna get to the point where boomers are gonna start calling the current generation, Generation Z. I guess they're gonna start calling them boomers.
Yeah.
Everyone's a boomer. Just anyone who just disagrees with. I mean, I don't even know how that got started. Baby boomers, you know, yes, there are things that are typical to make fun of them, just like with any other generation. But they stopped kind of being a talking point. Like once Clinton left office, that was like kind of like the end of the baby boomer sort of era. So I don't know why it's became this new thing now. I don't know why. Someone made a meme, I guess, somewhere, and now here we are.
It's partly a thing of millennials and Generation Z blaming baby boomers for ruining the economy and the environment.
That's not entirely incorrect. So you know, I can, yeah, you know, I can see the argument.
Somewhere along the line, baby boomers stopped being a term for an actual generation and started being a term for old person I dislike.
Yeah, it really did. Yeah, I wonder how many people who actually use the term baby boomers are legitimately aware of the fact that that means that they are children of the end of World War II. That is literally because there was a baby boom, because everyone came back from World War II and did a lot of fucking and created a whole huge generation of new people, hence the baby boomers. I don't even know if half the people who know the term boomer are aware of this.
Doubtful.
Yeah. It's difficult to say, because, like, my generation, like, has a lot of schooling they do, but we learn to stop paying attention because there's so much of it, you know?
I do not literally remember anything that happened in several years worth of my schooling, which, that's... Am I not alone in this? That you're the same way? That's not just me?
Like, the crazy thing about going through college, like, I'm actually, like, there's something that happens around the ages of 21 to 23 where you actually wise up at least a little bit. I don't know how many times there are left in my life where I'm going to do that. Hopefully a few more. But somewhere around that stage, I started to, like, actually have where when I do the general education classes in college, I'm like, wait, holy shit, that's how that works? I remember them teaching me this in high school. I just didn't pay attention. This is actually important. What the fuck?
Right. Just so you guys know, I not to interrupt you, but I just died. There's a shack, and there's it's a shack in a corner, and there's a gen inside it that's pretty close to done. I just got off of it. So
we actually just got that done. Doors are open now.
Okay.
You died at a very inopportune moment. We could have made it out alive.
Actually. Yeah, I was running towards it to finish it, and then I intercepted somebody and got killed. But anyway, sorry to interrupt you. I just wanted to make sure they knew that there was an escape route.
Oh no, it's nothing. I was just, what I was going to say was, it sucks that kids have to be the ones to go through school so they can get ready for life. Because, like, what age group is the least accustomed to learning? You know? Like, what age group is going to be the most inclined to the idea that they already know everything worth knowing?
Right, exactly. Yeah, let's teach these kids that are already going to be completely rebellious and say, you're an idiot, I'm smart, I know everything there is to know because I'm a kid, and kids are smart and adults are dumb. You know?
It's not even that kids think they know everything.
Oh, they do!
They think anything they don't know. No. It's not that they think they know everything. It's that they think that anything they don't know... Oh,
the stuff they don't know isn't worth knowing. Okay.
There we go.
Yeah. I don't need to know that stupid shit. That's how I was with algebra. And to be fair, you know, my math teacher, I might have mentioned this to you guys before, I was failing math class, and I argued and bitched so much, saying, I am never going to use algebra in my life, this is stupid, this makes no sense to me, and the teacher, the poor teacher who was just trying to do her job and help me to learn and better me as a human being, she was like, oh, but like, what if you go into construction? I'm never going to. I know, well, what if you change your mind? I know I am never going to go into construction, you know, okay, all right, well, what if, you know, what do you want to do? Well, I wouldn't mind being an author or something like that. Okay, you want to be an author. What if you need to figure out, like, how many pens and papers you need and blah, blah, blah? You know, I'll hire an accountant. You know, and she's just like, ugh. Finally, they literally passed me through because they just got so fucking fed up with me not doing my work and complaining about it. They literally passed me through because they were sick of dealing with me about it. So I don't know shit about algebra or geometry, and you know what? I was damn right. I'm 43 years old in a week, and I have never needed to use it in my fucking life. So fuck you. Fuck you! Middle finger in the air as I say it. You damn nice teacher who is trying to do her job and educate a stupid, ignorant kid.
You know, Mike, there are a lot of things where I think you would have preferred to grow up in the generation you did, but one of the ones that you probably would have preferred to grow up in my generation would have been math.
Why is that?
My college math teacher just handed me a calculator and was like, just use a fucking calculator. You've got a phone. You're going to have a phone on you for the rest of your life. Just use the fucking calculator.
That is actually a good point. That is a good point. Yeah, because when we were going through math class, calculators were like a rarity. It was like, okay, you know, now this is going to be a test where you can't use the calculators. It's like, oh no, we have to use our applied knowledge. You know, we can't use cheats. No cheating on this test. This is one of the important ones or whatever. Like you said, now it's like, who doesn't have some access to any kind of answers in their pocket all the time anyway? You know,
the
so
cheat codes of life here in our pocket.
Yeah, they're very good. Very good. You have the cheat codes of life. That's a good way of saying it. The cheat codes of life. The cheat codes of life.
What's it say? We got the cheat codes to life, and life is still difficult.
Yeah. That's
this
actually
sucks.
very. That's a sad observation, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah. It's because life is PvP instead of PvE.
It is. That's another good way of looking at it.
Rather than making the game easier, we've just buffed all the players.
We have. Who would aside from maybe the government, who would the E even be? Like, just like life, existence, nature? You know,
God.
reality?
Those darn moose.
God. Instead of being against each other, we're all against God. Or the other way around, I'm sorry.
PvG.
PvG. PVD, player versus deity.
Right.
I'm waiting for when life gets its next update. It needs a quality of life update.
Yes, we've been needing a quality of life update for many, I'd say decades at this point.
Oh yeah.
I also think that we should switch companies. I don't think that the people that have been running this company that we've been living in for the last like 20 years or whatever have been doing the best job.
No, not at all. all the finances are just in all the wrong places. It's a bummer, honestly.
That plus the fact that the media loves to stir the pot and keep everyone divided about racial issues, sexual issues, and pretty much everything else there is.
Oh yeah.
They thrive on it. They thrive on it.
If there's an issue to be had, you know somebody's stirring the pot.
Yeah, exactly. Pinhead. Nice.
Oh really?
Yeah, I could tell right away. It's been a while since we faced him.
It's been a long while.
Yeah.
What do you do if tomorrow you see a headline on the news? God has gone bankrupt, announces he has to shut down life in a month.
That honestly sounds like that would make a really good Onion article. That sounds like that'd be a good parody article.
Yeah.
Did I tell? I was just speaking to somebody. I think it might have been Soon. Pink, you might have been there as well. Did I tell you guys the fake article? Oh, I mean they're all fake. The Onion article mocking the Bush re-election campaign.
I don't believe I was there for that.
Okay, back in 2004, when Bush was running for re-election, the Onion article, the gag was, Bush re-election ads are getting more and more desperate. And the article essentially was a few paragraphs, and they were summing up, like, you know, Bush has gone from, like, trying to court public opinion to just being kind of mean and, you know, aggressive. And it showed 3 fake, you know, obviously, like, photoshopped, mocked-up images of the supposed ads and how increasingly worse they got. And one of them was something like, are you an idiot? And then the next one was, only faggots vote for higher taxes. And then finally the last one was simply, I swear to God, you fat, filthy fucks. That's a campaign ad! You stupid, fat, filthy fucks.
I love it.
I laughed so hard. And the other one too, only fag. What a horrible thing to say that doesn't even make sense. Oh, that was the good old days. The Onion is now owned by, or at least the AV Club, which was the video, the media component of the Onion. They are now owned by like a super crazy liberal, and I don't have problems with liberals. You know, I have leaned more Republican lately, very clearly, but it's the hyper extreme liberalism that I don't like. And I see a lot of that, sadly, on the Onion's websites. They're always like linking little side articles. They're not fictional, which say stuff like, "Oh, another white cop killed another black guy," and it's like, just can't you just be responsible and not talk like that? You know, can't you at least just say, if you need to talk about it to begin with, there's been a police killing? You know, do you have to highlight the colors of the people involved? You know, it's just like, why did you know? And I noticed that in the media nowadays, the word black is capitalized, but the word white is not. It's like that's to me a little subtle. It's conspiratorial, but to me that's just like a subtle way of trying to elevate the importance of black people, which black people are important, but so are whites. So why, in the midst of claiming that everyone is equal, treat one as not equal? You know, I don't get this kind of stuff. I just don't. Oh, Pyramid Head, run!
Yep.
Oh, get these damn chains off me! Ah! Damn
I thought they had the box. Where'd it go?
It's someone. Nope, I see it sitting over there. It's lonesome. And solving the box when the chains are active is very difficult. You have to kind of get it before the chains kick in, otherwise you're sort of screwed.
Oh. Why is it all the way out at the exit gates? What gives man? Oh, she's got it. She's got it.
I'll let him worry about it. W, have you seen the Pinhead gameplay that I posted here and there? Do you see what it's like to play against him?
Yeah, I saw the Otstarva video you posted.
I'm sorry, the what video? Pinhead just made a noise, so I didn't hear you.
I've seen the Otstarva video you posted.
Oh, okay, yeah, that guy again. I mean, he is absolutely just... Streamers in general, anyone who plays this game a lot and has a YouTube quote personality, whatever, the people on the Dead by Daylight forums, they just lavishly, slavishly lap up everything that streamers say as, like, gospel truth. Most annoying fucking shit, so I hear that guy's name all the time.
Man, I should be a streamer. I didn't even want to
post that video, but it was the... what's that?
I was saying, man, I should be a streamer.
Streamers who... I don't, you know, being that I don't stream myself, I don't know exactly how it works, what's involved. I know what you have to do. You just, you stream a game and you talk about it, whatever. I just don't know how they become so popular. They play games all day, and I guess that's all they do, and I guess they get an audience just doing that, I suppose. I don't know how PewDiePie got big. You know, I'm not gonna get started, W knows how I feel about PewDiePie, and I think you do too, Pink. Everyone should by now.
Oh, yeah.
I just, you know, without the jokes and hyperbole, I just literally don't know how someone who just plays video games just becomes a force. I don't get it. I don't know what they do. You know, I'm playing games a lot. Oh, I want to watch this guy. I mean, I guess it's a personality thing, cult of personality, whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Look in my eyes. I won't.
Good song.
Well,
that is not a good song. That is a masterpiece.
Oh yeah.
The fucking Cult of Personality, that is a great song. Sorry to cut you off, W. I just had to throw that in there.
Another part of it, I think, is...
I've been grabbed twice now. I don't like it. The first time was my mistake, though, because I hit the right bumper thing and dropped the pallet, but it just sent me into a locker, so that didn't work out.
Go ahead, W.
I think for a lot of people, Let's Plays have become how they check out video games and how they hear about new video games.
Very true.
That does make sense. Yeah, I am one of those people who does that as well. Yes, that is true.
Because, I mean, like, I'd be lying if I said there weren't times where there was a game that I got interested in just because, you know, super best friends played it, and I was like, oh, this looks cool.
Oh, God, yeah. That's a very good point. I have to forget about my own hypocrisy when I talk about streamers, and I think about how much I absolutely 100% adore, as if they're my own best friends, the super best friends. I mean, you have no idea, dude, how much I watch them. I watch them every day. I watch the shit. There have been times...
Dude, I was the same way.
Were you really? That makes me feel better, because it's like, is there something wrong with me? Because their personalities, you know, the three of them at least, again, no Liam, but the three of them at least, when they're together, there have been times I've gone to bed and just left them on low volume and just went to sleep with them just doing their thing. Just like, just as a sort of just a comfort in the background, just to have these guys fucking around playing games together. And it's like, I'm gonna be asleep, it's a waste of electricity, but I want them on in the background. I want to feel like I'm going to sleep with the best friends in my room, you know? It's weird,
it's
but
quite
it's just
the sentence, but I like it.
It's quite, what did you say?
It's quite the sentence, but I like it.
Oh, okay. I thought you said quite demented. It's like, well,
that's demented, Mike. What is wrong with you?
They're just so fucking funny. They're just so good at what they, were, sadly, they're so good at what they did that I couldn't help just loving those guys.
Yeah,
I just, go ahead.
There was a lot they did right. You know, there was a genuine friendly connection between them, and all three of them were guys with genuinely good senses of humor.
Legitimate senses, a great sense of humor, and very natural, unforced chemistry.
Yeah.
Like what I think the rest of us have.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think a part of it also is just, like, naturally shared interest.
That, too.
Because, like, there are times where, like, things don't, like, any one of us can speak from experience in terms of, like, recording stuff where, or just interacting with friends where, like, just no conversation happens because one of the people is really involved in something at the moment and then no one else shares it, you know?
Yeah, that happens.
You know, and, like, with Super Best Friends, that didn't happen very often, where one of them would start floating something and the other guys would just be like, I don't care, you know?
Yeah.
Like, even, like, there would be cases where one of them obviously favors something more than others. Like, Wooly, like, all of them loved fighting games, but Wooly loved fighting games most of all.
Yeah, Wooly seemed like the fighting game guy, yeah.
And I think that along similar lines, they all like RPGs a bit. Pat was the RPG guy.
Okay. Pat also seemed to really, really dig Silent Hill the most of them all. Like, if you watch his playthrough of 2 and Homecoming, he's, like, throwing out all kinds of trivia.
Yes, Pat is a huge Silent Hill fan. Matt quite likes Silent Hill, and he still references it. And one thing that surprised me is, Wooly does not like horror and is vocal about not liking horror, but Wooly likes Silent Hill as well, and he's played through it at a few points.
Didn't know that latter part. That's interesting. Yeah. I know that he's not big on horror because, in fact, like just yesterday, speaking of the devil, I was watching one of the clips of one of the shitstorms, and they were doing the Friday the 13th game, the modern one, and Wooly was like, you know, so hey, here I am with you, Matt, and Matt's like, yeah, you don't normally do this, and Wooly said, well, you know, I mean, horror, it's kind of more your domain, not really my thing. And so yeah, I knew he wasn't really that big into it. But and then when he played that game Faith, remember that you and I talked about that? Yeah, he go ahead. What? Someone's laughing about something. What's going on?
That's one of my all-time favorite shitstorms for many reasons. But yeah, one of my favorite ones is the start of the video where Wooly explicitly states, "Yeah, Matt asked me. He
makes me play games that he knows I'm not gonna like. He knows that I don't. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm speaking for you. You go ahead."
And he says, Matt's going to think Matt thinks this game will bother me because it's about Christianity. What he doesn't understand is that I wasn't raised Catholic. And, like, he just completely no-sells Matt's obvious attempt at fucking with him because, like, yeah, he wasn't raised Catholic.
It's religious. He'll be bothered by it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one is good. Lots of funny moments.
The best moment, would you agree with me that the best moment in the entirety of their Let's Play of Faith is when Wooly tries to stop the truck?
Yeah! I knew you were going there! Yes!
Yeah.
The truck comes flying and he holds up the cross, gets splattered, and he's like, well, I guess the cross won't stop that. And then Pat says something like, by the power of God! Yeah. I was hoping you'd go there. I knew exactly where you were going. Definitely.
Like, it was perfect because, like, the moment I saw that truck fucking appear for the first time, I was hoping he would do that. You know that moment when you can see a fuck up coming in an LP and you're like, I hope someone does that.
Yeah. That's entirely true, yes. Yeah, that is the single best moment. I also just like the general weird gobbledygook, like synthesized speech of the creature, the little spider creature that runs around saying, like, you know, worship me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have the body of a pig.
Oh, is that what he says? The body of a pig? I never knew what the last word was.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember the others.
You're probably right. I think he says like he calls someone a fucker. I think he's like blah, 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 fucker.
Yeah, the one where he sounds sad. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know he said the body of a pig. Oh, sorry. Someone. I'm out, by the way, guys. In case you didn't know.
As am I. I think that's gonna have to be. Yeah, I think that's gonna have to be my last round for today.
Damn it!
Yeah, I know. It's been fun, though. It's been so fun.
It has been fun, yeah. We've been playing for about 5-6 hours.
Yeah.
So I can't get enough of it, you know?
Oh, yeah.
We have Katie Pfeiffer and Dr. Nameless. I'm watching just to see what happens here. I barely did anything. I just ran around.
I did a lot of running as well, usually not successfully though, which is why I died so fast.
Oh, you died early?
Not early, not too terribly early. I just didn't get anything else done outside of picking up the puzzle box every now and again. I like maybe got a gen done and got a couple unhooks, but outside of that, just the puzzle box.
I did a couple of heals. Other than that, I'm not sure if I did anything. I don't remember if I even got a generator done. So I don't know how I got really any points at all. Maybe someone brought a cake that I wasn't aware of. I don't know.
Look at the Steve's perks. What are these? He's got Iron
Steve.
Will. Yeah, Iron Will level 1. So it's not even turning off his grunts of pain. It's just sort of.
He just made it out, by the way.
Yeah, he did. And he had lightweight. Then he had like.
Let's see.
What else did he have? Spine Chill, which is good at either tier.
That's weird, though, that he didn't have all of his perks all super maxed out.
Right.
2 of them are only at their basic level. I'm surprised that he was such a strong survivor.
Indeed.
He had the Eye of the Tiger.
Yeah, yeah. Point-wise, I didn't do bad at all, so I'm fine with that.
No, yeah, strangely enough, I mean, again, I don't remember really accomplishing anything. I guess just the escapes and the running and the couple of healings that I did was enough to make it a match that was worth actually going through.
Yeah. I got a
Cool.
iridescent benevolent, so I guess that's where the majority of my points came from.
Oh, I only just now realized as well that I think I also had like one of those, the challenges was like get like 4 iridescent things or something like that.
Aha!
I believe, let me check now, because I don't have a challenge going, and I think that I did have something like that, like oh, let's see, yeah, earn 8 emblems of gold quality or better as a survivor.
Nice.
Yeah. Next one's going to be good. Cooperative action for 180 seconds.
I was about to say, the last time we had that one, it didn't go so well, but that was healing only. Cooperative actions themselves aren't that bad.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Oh, wasn't that one, like, heal, like 15 people or something like that? Or heal?
It was do a cooperative heal for 15 total seconds, I want to say.
Is that what it was? That's it? That actually sounds low. Surely it must have been more than that.
No. It was not actual seconds. It was health states. That's what took it so long.
Oh, it was health states.
3 health states cooperatively, which sounds easy in theory.
Trial.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so you have to be running around making sure that you're right there to heal whoever gets hurt, which is,
with the partner as well. With the partner as well.
Yeah. Which, there are a lot of people who've complained about that on the forums, which you can understand, because, again, they complain about everything. But in this case, there are a lot of people who raise a valid point by saying that a lot of the challenges rely on situations that are beyond your control, like what you just said, you're depending on... Sorry?
That's it. I hate it. I'm saying I hate what you're talking about. I hate that shit.
Oh, I hate it. Okay, you got kind of blurry there on my end. Did you hear him, Pink? He was.
No, he was going into kind of a robot face on my end.
Oh, gotcha.
Very staticky.
It made me so angry. I broke the 5th dimension.
Yeah, honestly.
You crushed the event
my
horizon.
current active achievement, not achievement.
Where
Current active challenge right now. My current active challenge was to fall from a great height while being chased 6 times. Our previous map was Larry's. There is no great height to fall from.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, that one has no great height. The most you could jump from was the upper floor of the electrical room or whatever, the torture room, but that's not even considered great height, I don't think. I managed to get that one at least several of those by looping someone once or twice in a house on the Nightmare on Elm Street, the Badham map.
Yes, I was there for that.
Yeah, oh, you were, that's right. Yeah, you were. I remember that now. Other than that, I would say Haddonfield would be your next best option for that one.
Right.
Or possibly Crotus Pren, if you can get up into the, the Asylum or the Temple. Or, I'm sorry, not Temple, but the a church, depending on which version of the map you get. The thing is, you have to be being in an active chase, so you have to be, but at least doesn't have to be one single match. That would be impossible.
Yes.
Yeah, so, Yeah, I'll next time we play, if you're looking to do that one, I can look at my my offerings and see if I can maybe do something that might help you pull that off.
Oh yeah, I probably definitely have some Haddonfield. What are they called? Offerings.
I think I've got a couple. Yeah, yeah, the offerings.
Not on Jane though. Oh, let's go to Midwich. I love that map.
Wait, I thought you didn't love Midwich.
I don't. Well, that's sarcasm.
Okay, I was gonna. For a second, I was like, wait a minute, did Pink? Or, I'm sorry.
Hold up, he's changed.
Like it? Yeah. Yeah. W, I don't remember. What did you think of Midwich? Silent Hill fan, everything else. What did you think of the actual gameplay? W.
See, my love for it my love for Silent Hill overweighs whatever opinions I have about gameplay. But with that said, the 2 times that I've played on Midwich, I found it to be an incredibly confusing map, and I have no idea where I am at any given time.
It's fairly confusing. I mean, as you know, it's obviously just a big rectangle with the the courtyard in the middle. So
yeah, it's the rooms that are the problem. I can understand what a rectangle is.
Right. Well, but I mean, even if it's a rectangle, if the rectangles all look the same, see, Pink and I were talking about how if at least one section looked different.
I don't think that came out of your mouth the way you're looking for it, too.
Wait, what did I say?
It just the way you said it, like, yeah, it's confusing, it's a rectangle. They sound like me and Pink are dipshits.
Oh, no. I mean, obviously, my point is, you know, when you have a rectangle and every single side of that rectangle is identical to the other, you know, then of course you're going to get disoriented. You know, you're not going to know which direction you're looking in. You're not going to know if you, and it's 2 floors as well. And it was Pink and I believe, who discussed that if at least like one side was, for example, the dark Silent Hill, and the other side was just like the misty Silent Hill, you know, just even something like that to differentiate, you'd have a lot more easier time navigating the whole thing, knowing where you were in relation to the rest of the map.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would make a difference.
I think the other thing would be, like, I'm going, like, I don't know how recently you've played Silent Hill 1, but is it, like, super accurate to the layout of Midwich in Silent Hill 1?
My memories, it's actually very close. I haven't played Silent Hill, but yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Because the RCPD in Dead by Daylight is pretty well an exact fucking remake of the RCPD from Resident Evil 2 remake.
Awesome.
Except for, like, they removed a couple, like, barricades blocking some passages off.
Yeah, you told me that. Yeah, to make it easier for
because you know Resident Evil maps, they're mazes. They don't really have barricades to block shit off.
Yep.
But other than that, it's the exact same map. So even though that map is fucking huge and has so many rooms and corridors, I still understand it perfectly. Because I played Resident Evil 2 Remake 3 times.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
That's like me and RE7. Wow, that's encouraging.
They're very similar games, except just different camera perspectives.
Yeah, although there's a mod to make it first person, which I downloaded right away. Yeah, I have not yet played the game, but it was like, oh man, if I can play this in first person, that'd be like more Resident Evil 7. I have to do it. Someday I will.
Yeah, I got to play Resident Evil 7 just for a little bit while I had internet like a couple months back, and the thing I noticed was, you know, having seen plenty of footage of Resident Evil 7, I noticed while playing it, holy shit, this feels identical to Resident Evil 2 Remake.
Oh, cool. That's cool. That's very good to know, especially because what I saw and learned and eventually spoiled myself on the story of RE8, it sounds to me like I would not like it at all. It sounds to me like it's just a bunch of nonsense. Fucking vampires and werewolves and shit, like, alright, you know, whatever. You know, giant-titted women who are like 8 feet tall, and it's like, what? Whatever, dude, whatever. I
was really hoping Pink would jump in and just say, "What are we talking about?"
I was tempted.
Lady Dimitrescu or something like that. Who cares? Whatever.
Remember when she was a hot topic for like a month there?
Yep. Yeah, especially on the forums, on the Dead by Daylight forums, everyone was like, before we got the Resident Evil chapter, there were a million people saying that we'd get her. Then there were a million other people saying, no, here's why we won't, and it doesn't make sense, and she's too tall, and there's no icon, you know, she's not iconic, she's just like a character in the game that no one's even played yet. Yeah, but Capcom's gonna want to really, you know, do that to help sell their new game, and blah, 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 you know. Some of the arguments made sense, but you just, like, after everyone talked about her and was so excited, then when it turned out not to be her, people just finally just shut up. and moved on, and no one like even cares about her anymore. She had her 15 minutes.
That was sad.
It's the awkward thing is that Capcom based a lot of that game's marketing around her.
Yeah, they did.
But she dies a quarter of the way into the game.
Yeah, that's just it. She's just like an early mid boss or something, right? It's like her and her daughters.
It's almost kind of like if that first time you kill Jack, he stays dead, right?
Okay, yeah.
You know?
It's like, well, that was the big threat.
What?
I said, oh, it's like, wow, that was the big threat? This is what all the marketing was about? Okay, well, on to other things, I guess. That's kind of weird. Just sex
Game's
appeal.
over. Okay, I'm going to return this to the rental place.
If they even have those anymore. Let's see. I'm just kind of browsing through my characters now. Pink, are you, you said you're done, or are you still
Yes, I said I was done, and I have not
okay.
actually exited the game. Let me do that now so you can get back
only
to
because
business.
Yeah, well, I didn't want to go through and be like, oh, you know, like, I wanted to make sure you weren't waiting on me to ready up or whatever, you know, that kind of thing.
No. I'm probably way too tired to play another round in it. If I watch this video back, I'll notice my performance drops off drastically sometime around an hour ago. Where I'm like, yeah, that's probably where I got pretty tired.
That's funny. Whenever I do my forest videos, which lately I've been doing some just by myself, I start out super charismatic and making all kinds of jokes and observations, and I'm talking a mile a minute. And then by the end, I'm like having a really hard time. Like my mouth is kind of like getting all mushy. And it's like I'm getting like I get so tired of just talking for hours straight that like I just start getting almost like delirious, and I'm like, oh god, guys, I'm sorry that I've been talking about everything but the game, and you know my words are slurring together a little bit, and it's like I think I should probably quit.
That's a good time to call it.
Yeah, it is, yeah. At about 4.5 hours for episode 1, I think it's probably about time that I quit. So yeah, I know the feeling for sure. Absolutely.